What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day. Hope you're all staying cool. It's another hot day. I guess this is what we have to look forward to this summer. A lot of heat. Um, so anyway, getting into this episode of YNR. I don't trust Tara as far as I can throw that woman. Something's off with her. She seems shady. She seems shifty. She's up to something. Like she was sitting there on her phone or whatever, I guess talking to her attorney because she knows that in this divorce with Ashlyn, she's not gonna get any money because they have an airtight prenup. So she's not gonna get shit from him. But she wanted her attorney to see if that they can at least push for him to continue to pay the nanny. That's a damn shame. Like you ain't got no money to even pay your nanny. You're that broke. That's a shame. See, like I understand her business is in debt, and sometimes people businesses go into debt. But you mean to tell me that you don't have no money, like as far as personal money? Because there's plenty of people who businesses go into debt or whatever, but that's separate. Their business debt is separate from their personal finances. So you mean to tell me this woman ain't got no personal finances at all? Not even to pay the nanny? Like you mean to tell me you ain't got like no cash, not even $10? That don't make no sense. See, this is why I'm a big advocate for prenuptial agreements. I believe in them. But it's crazy to me when people go into these marriages without a safety net. Like no type of income, no nothing. And she must not be that good of a businesswoman if her business is pretty much going belly up. Like you must not be that good. Like people really need to spend less time shopping and spend more time at home checking the deed and getting some type of income or something because that just don't make no sense to me. Like that's crazy how people get into these marriages and ain't got no money of their own and you got to rely on your spouse. No, that's how you set yourself up for failure when you do stuff like that, because then you got to rely on your husband or your wife, and if things go south and y'all get a divorce, you wind up with nothing. I could never do that. Like you just basically assing yourself out at this point. I could never do that. I could never. I advise a lot of people when they get married, always have your own. Always have your own. Always. A good business, a good job, career, something that brings you good money. So that way, if things do go south in your marriage, you can walk away comfortably and you ain't got to go back and forth and try to, oh, can you pay for this? Oh, I want this. You ain't got to do none of that. All we got to do is sign the paperwork. You leave with what you brought in. I leave with what I brought in and what I got. That's the easiest. That's the type of divorce I would want. I mean, God knows people don't get married to get divorced, but if it happens, I would prefer it to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I could walk away from this marriage knowing I'm good. I ain't got to fight you for nothing. I ain't got to beg you for nothing. I ain't got to go back in court, back and forth to court with you about no funds, no nothing, payments, nothing. I ain't got. We could both walk away clean. That's the type of thing I would want to do. I would prefer it that way, and I think Tara should have did that. She definitely should have did that. That's the way that you handle that. But something tell me she a schemer. I feel like something is off with her. And Ashlyn did warn the Abbotts that she's not to like really be trusted. Like he did warn them about her. That everything ain't what it seems with that woman. So I think Ashlyn was right about that warning. And they just didn't listen to it. Because they must have thought that it was some type of mind game he was playing. I don't think he was playing games. I mean, this man been married to her for some time. So he would know if she, got some tricks up her sleeve. But I'm happy as hell that Mariah checked her. Like Mariah is a good friend to have because she definitely always has Kyle's back. And she was just checking Tara, letting her know Summer and Kyle are solid. And she made it very clear. She was like, Kyle's my good friend. I don't necessarily care for Summer, but he does. So, don't try nothing. And Jack sitting there overhearing like part of the conversation. He's sitting there asking Mariah, "Oh, what the hell was that about?" or whatever. I'm like, Jack, you should be very happy that your son has a good friend who's looking out for him, because all of y'all are naive when it comes to this woman, very naive, and clearly Mariah's not. Like she knows what people like Tara is all about. That they have an agenda, and she's pretty sure that Tara has an agenda. Like she could tell. Call it woman's intuition, whatever. That's probably what it is. You know what I mean? Like she definitely can sense something is off with this chick. And Jack needs to see it too, and so does Kyle, because they're being very dumb and very naive. And I feel like the only reason they're, listening to everything Tara says or whatever, or trying to really help her, is because of Harrison. But they're letting the fact that he has a son and he has a grandson, they're letting that cloud their better judgment. You know what I mean? Like they're not thinking. And that's a deadly thing to do. Like you got to keep your wits about you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that cloud your good sense now. Um, it was good though that Summer got to bond and spend some time with Harrison, because like I said, if you're gonna marry Kyle and be in his life, she needs to figure out a way to be more involved with Harrison and get to know him. And that's what I've been saying about Summer for a hot second now, because she gonna have to find a way to integrate herself in, you know, into Harrison's lifestyle and stuff like that, into his life, so that way she doesn't always feel like an outsider when it comes to Tara, Kyle, and Harrison. She can be involved too. So it's good that she's bonding with him. But Kyle need to wake up and smell the coffee when it comes to Tara, because when he told Tara that the wedding with him and Summer was back on and stuff, she tried to look happy, but as soon as Kyle walked away, she did not look pleased. She looked very disappointed. I'm like, oh well. Like, what is it that Tara wants? Money? What does she really want? Kyle? Like, what is her motivation here? Like, what exactly is it? Because I'm just not trusting that woman. Like, she definitely has an agenda, and Summer needs to wake up and, keep her guard up too when it comes to her. I don't think Summer is that trusting of her either, but Summer really need to keep her guard up with that girl. She really do, because something ain't clean. So anyway, moving on from that, I totally feel where Nick, Phyllis, and Jack are coming from. Like, I think they see Summer and Kyle's marriage, future marriage, as a train wreck. That's why they're not totally on board with this. You know what I mean? But they reluctantly supported the marriage or whatever, supported them getting married, because that's the only thing they can do. It's like, they could speak their opinion, but they've done that too many times already. And Kyle and Summer clearly don't care what they have to say about it, as far as them trying to, talk them out of it or whatever. So that's why Jack was like, well, you got my support, even though they don't agree with it. I think that was a smart move, because if Nick, Phyllis, and Jack, keep coming out saying, well, we don't think y'all should get married, or y'all should put the wedding on pause, if they keep doing that, you're just going to alienate them. That's all you're going to do. And they're probably just going to run off, elope, and y'all wouldn't even be invited to the wedding. You know what I mean? So I think that's why they just decided, you know what? Let's support them. Because Nick was like, shit, I just want my daughter to be happy, And Phyllis tried to interject and was like, maybe y'all should just take a step back. And I'm like, Phyllis, there's no point in telling them that. You already told them that before. And they took a step back, and then they still decided to get married. So let it go. The wedding's going to happen whether y'all want it to or not. The only people who could stop it are those two. And they clearly don't want to. At the end of the day, they're grown. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell grown people what to do. You can give your opinion, but they've already done that, like I said. So it's a moot point at this point in time. It's like, hope, I ain't mad at Phyllis though, because she went in on them Cinnabons. Listen, that Cinnabon looked big as hell when she took it out the box. I said, that's a big ass Cinnabon. I was like, where do y'all get them shits from? That Cinnabon was huge. Made my stomach hurt. I said, yeah, I would probably take like 2 or 3 bites of that and be done. That shit looked like it'd make me full. I said, absolutely not. I couldn't do it. But yeah, I definitely agree with them. I feel like this marriage is heading for a train wreck, honestly. So anyway, moving on from that. Billy and Victoria, honestly, when it comes to each other's personal lives, I feel like they do need to mind their business. I mean, I understand, they have kids together and stuff like that. So, they want to know who each other are spending their time with, because it could affect their children, because this is somebody that you're going to introduce to your child. So I totally get that aspect of it, but they're too involved in each other's love life, and they need to go their separate way. Like, Billy need to focus on Lily. Victoria, you want to sit here and mess around with Ashlyn, go right ahead, because Billy tried to warn her, like, you stepping into the danger zone messing around with him. But, Victoria obviously not going to listen, so if she get bit in the ass in the end, that's on her. She's playing a dangerous game, and she too cocky to see it. Billy really thinks that he can handle Victor and Adam. He really thinks that he can. I'm like, okay, Billy, if you think so. Victor, on the other hand, is not too pleased with Adam's approach, which I'm not surprised by because Victor wants to, use that company to go after Billy and ChanceCon, but Adam was like, nah, we're not gonna stoop to his level. And that kind of surprised Victor, like, what the hell are you talking about? You're that reformed that you don't want revenge all of a sudden? Adam wants revenge on Billy. Like, he definitely want to take Billy down, but he doesn't want to stoop to the levels that Billy has stooped to because that don't make him no better than Billy. But I feel like Adam definitely has a plan that he's not telling Victor about. I definitely feel that much. I feel like he definitely has something up his sleeve because Adam basically tried to tell Victor, like, you wanted me in charge of this company, let me run the company, let me do it my way. And Victor told him, okay, I'll let you do it your way for now. What Adam needs to understand is Victor's going to treat him the same way he treats Victoria. Like when he let Victoria run Newman, he still was sitting there trying to do backdoor deals and tell her what to do, but he tried to make it sound like it was advice. It wasn't really advice. It was just him subliminally telling her, this is what I want you to do. This is not what I'm telling you you should do. This is what I'm telling you that you're going to do. That's how Victor talks, but he changes it up to make it sound like it's just him giving you advice. Really, it's him giving you an order. And that's what Victor's going to do with Adam. Because Victor's going to remind Adam, yeah, you run the company, but I bought the damn company. So if you don't do it, if I'm seeing you do things that I don't like or approve of, I will snatch that power away from you. And that's what his children need to understand something. They think they run something. I'm like, Victor gave you power, meaning that when he gives you something, he can take it back anytime he wants to. So Victoria, if she messes around with Ashlyn Locke and she's doing business or doing things that Victor's not approving of, and he gets to that breaking point, he will snatch that CEO chair right from under her. He has the power to do it. So I definitely feel like Adam has a plan up his sleeve. I definitely do. So anyway, moving on from that, Nate, he need to steer clear of Imani. I'm just saying, something about her is not trustworthy either. It's just a lot of untrustworthy ass people that's coming on here now. Like, I wouldn't trust her. And when Elena came up in there, and Nate introduced Imani to Elena, Imani was so rude. Like, she automatically had to leave, talking about, oh, I gotta get back to work. And she totally ignored Elena when she was getting ready to leave. She was just totally focusing all her attention on Nate. She didn't even pay no attention to Elena. She didn't say, oh, nice to meet you like that. She was just a little rude. She didn't care at all for Elena. And I kind of don't blame her. Elena was sitting there trying to note how Devon and Nate were getting along better now. I feel like that all that drama that they went through when she cheated on Devon with Nate and all that stuff, it was all for nothing. They ruined their friendship, their relationship. You know, they split their family down the middle. All for what? And neither one of y'all ended up with the girl. That's the funny part. They did all of that, and neither one of them are currently with Elena. Like, that's a damn shame. Y'all did all that beefing. Nate went through that whole medical crisis where he couldn't operate, and Devon punched him in the face. Y'all did all of that for a girl neither one of y'all are currently seeing. Like, I would feel, if I was Devon and Nate, I would feel stupid as shit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we did all this beefing, all this, me, boom, all of that. And she over here single, he's back with Amanda, and Nate over here flirting with Imani. Make it make sense. So Elena sitting there talking about she got a new job offer or whatever in Chicago and whatnot. She was definitely fishing for information from Nate. She was fishing to see if Nate still wanted to be with her. Because she was like, oh, so can you think of a reason for me to stay in Genoa City? She was fishing. She was hoping that Nate would have said yeah, so we could be together. I'm like, no. If I was Nate, I would leave that alone. Because that relationship, I feel like, is on a path to nowhere. When they were together, she cheated on him with Devon, the dude that she originally cheated on. Like, she don't know what she want. Elena is so flip-floppy. Like, she don't know what she want. She like a fish out of water, just flopping all over the place. Like, girl, make up your mind what you want in life and get to it. So anyway, moving on from that, it was so good seeing Thelma Hopkins and Brighton James reunited after all this time. Them being together on a TV show. This is the first time that they're on a TV show together since Family Matters, and it is so good to see the two of them together. Thelma Hopkins has not aged one bit. That woman looked good. She still looked the same. Pretty to me, she still looked the same how she did 30 years ago. Like she looked amazing, you know. And it's good to see them on screen together again. I feel bad for Amanda because her dad spent his last few days on Earth looking for her. And Denise, the private investigator, she gave him, Amanda's adoptive parents' address and stuff like that. But he never got a chance to meet her. He died right after she gave him that address, soon after. Um, I don't trust Imani and I don't trust Sutton because they keep trying to point Amanda in the direction of Newman. They keep trying to tell her, oh, point the finger at somebody in Newman Enterprises. I feel like Sutton really did probably kill Richard. I feel like he did because he knew if Richard found Amanda, then found Amanda or Hillary, then he would have went public with it and it would have messed up that whole family's image. And Sutton he seemed like the type of man that he ain't about to let nobody mess with his reputation or his image that he worked so hard to achieve over the years. So I feel like he would have went to great lengths to make sure that information did not come out. Um, so I believe that he possibly did kill Richard. And that's pretty messed up because why do he keep trying to get her to get off the track that she's on right now? I feel like Amanda's on the right track to figuring this out, and I think Sutton knows it. That's why him and Imani keep trying to get her to look elsewhere on this. Because she already been down that Newman road, and it led to nowhere. So why point the finger at somebody at Newman when there's no evidence? There's no evidence that suggests anybody at Newman killed him. There's no blackmail, no unusual bank deposits into his account that would suggest that he was taking bribes. There's nothing there. She already tried that angle. So the only angle she got left is the fact is pointing her in Sutton's direction. And I agree with Devon. It is a little strange that Sutton keeps having conversations about his case with everybody, especially Imani, and he's not having these conversations with the lead attorney on the case, which is Amanda. That seems odd to me. So Amanda basically told Imani, set up a meeting with me and Sutton. We need to see each other face to face. I said it's about damn time, and I agree. Because something in the buttermilk ain't clean with that family. That family is definitely shady, and they're up to something. And Amanda need to figure out what. Because I do believe that crazy ass man is behind it. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I'll see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.